Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of The Crazy Lounge, where we talk about movies and video games and comics or anything that I want to talk about. And I've been wanting to do this one for a while, but I've been really busy. Uh, as you know, I did the Marvel. This is episode 2 of season 3. As you know, I did a Marvel Cinematic Universe tier list. I was going to talk about, I did phases 1 through 3, and I was going to talk about phase 4. Well, the first thing that came out for phase 4, as you can see on the screen, is WandaVision. It's not a movie, as many of y'all mostly know by now. It's actually a Disney Plus TV series. And it takes place right after Endgame. We're going to start at phase 4. And it revolves around Wanda and Vision. And it's 9 episodes. And I was one of those people at the beginning. I was like, I'm not sure what to think about it. The first first 3 episodes were okay. Because the first episode evolved around like 1950s or 60s sitcoms like I Love Lucy and Bewitched and, stuff like that. And then the second episode moves it up to like the 70s with like the Brady Bunch and like all those satires and stuff like that. But you notice by like the second episode, things don't seem quite right. Wanda and Vision are living like in this, I can't remember the name of the town, but it's in New Jersey. And they're living like a perfect life and everything. And they meet some neighbors, and they have their own antics, and they're just trying to live a normal, peaceful, normal life. And stuff like that after Endgame. Because, in Endgame, Wanda got dusted, but she's back from the blip, and Vision died, but somehow he's back. But you notice toward the end of episode 2, things don't seem quite right, as you see, like, things that are like not there that's not supposed to be there. And you see like this guy, like he looks like a beekeeper coming out of the sewers and stuff like that. And she goes and she like kind of rewinds time and stuff like that, trying to replay that and everything. But you notice anything that seems right. And then you notice out in another area, it's like you notice that the whole town has been kind of like covered in this force field that they call the Hex, and some of the military and people are trying to go in there, and they're trying to figure out what's going on and what's up with Wanda and all that kind of stuff. And Darcy from Thor is back in the beginning, and there's John Woo from I can't remember what movie he was in. But the FBI, one of the FBI agents, and then there was like this really other FBI agent, kind of that makes you think he's the main villain of the series, but that kind of stuff. And then overall, then he starts like getting into the further episodes. He's still parroting like there's the 80s and then there's like 90s, Malcolm in the Middle and Full House and stuff like that, all the way up to like there was like the episode involving even around The Office. So like that. But then you notice that things aren't what they seem, and Monica Rambeau, as you can see on the picture there, is an adult version of the character from the Captain Marvel movie. So this shows you how long it's been since it's passed and stuff like that. And she tries to find a way to get inside this hex because everybody's inside the hex is basically you find out it's under Wanda's control, and she's basically making everybody play like these parts in sitcoms and stuff like that. And all she wants to do is just live peacefully in this little haven away from everything after what happened to her with the death of Vision and stuff like that. But as it gets further into the series, you realize that a lot of stuff's not going, and it gets really good. And I really liked the series as a whole. Monica actually goes into the hex one too many times, and she gets absorbed with the hex and stuff like that, and she actually gets powers. And it doesn't specifically say, but she becomes a mutant named Photon, where she can like direct kinetic energy and light and all kind of stuff and absorb stuff and everything. And then you find out that Vision is still dead, but Wanda's the Vision that Wanda's staying with is just basically her memory from the piece of the mind stone that's left, and she makes like a Vision again, but Vision, and then they eventually have twin boys who wind up having superpowers. One of them's super fast, and one of them's can hear things, kind of like a telepath, and stuff like that. And but it's all leading up to the next Doctor Strange movie, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because this all starts with the multiverse stuff right here. And Vision starts realizing that things aren't wrong, and Wanda's been lying to him. And then you find out that the military guys actually have Vision's body, and they restore Vision to this white Vision. And the white Vision comes, and the Vision that Wanda comes up with, and passes his knowledge on to the white Vision, and he disappears. So white Vision's still out there somewhere. And so like that. Then you find out that one of the neighbors, Agnes, which, to be honest, I'm not very familiar with Scarlet Witch's lore and stuff like that, winds up being another witch named Agatha Harkness. And I wasn't really familiar with her. I mean, I know, actually, I really didn't know that much, but in the comics, she was basically kind of like a mentor and like taught Wanda magic, how to properly control her magic and stuff like that. But in this, you find out that everything that was going wrong was Agatha's fault and stuff like that. And all she wants to do is just figure out how Wanda did all of this so she can get greater power. And you find out that Agatha actually is a witch, and she survived like witch hunts and a witch execution and stuff like that. And she's like 400 years old. But then they have a big fight, and then you realize that Wanda can't keep all this up. She has to get rid of the Hex, but if she gets rid of the Hex, everything that she created, like the Vision and the twin boys, and there was also Quicksilver. Her brother comes back, but it's not the Quicksilver from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. It was Evan Peters, the Quicksilver from the X-Men movies. But you find out too that he's not real. It's a guy named Ralph Boner. Yeah, Boner, with an H. But but if she gets rid of the Hex, everything that she created would cease to exist. But she realizes that she can't keep all this up, especially with Agatha. But she eventually does defeat Agatha, and she gets rid of the Hex, and the Vision and the twins disappear, and all that kind of stuff. And then she winds up going into seclusion and stuff like that. But overall, I think this was a good start for Phase 4. This opens up a lot of stuff for the multiverse, which, Phase 4 and potentially Phase 5 is going to be around the multiverse. And this movie is supposed to be leading up to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. And it's been confirmed that Scarlet Witch will be in there. In that movie. So this is all leading up to a bunch of multiverse stuff. And there's a lot of stuff coming out for Phase 4 in 2021. Why did I say 2019? 2021. And in fact, the first 2 episodes of the next Disney Plus series, Falcon and Winter Soldier, is already out, which I have watched, and I'll give my thoughts on Falcon and Winter Soldier as that completes, and all that kind of stuff. So this was a good start to the Marvel Phase 4 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and it touched up a little bit on the multiverse and what happens with Wanda, and basically the whole story is around how Wanda trying to cope with the grief of losing Vision, the love of her life, and stuff like that. And then also we got a new superhero in Photon, and we find out Agnes and stuff like that. But yeah, it was a good start and stuff like that. And it's going to be interesting to see, because I know in 2021 we got Falcon and Winter Soldier, we got a Loki TV series, and I know there's a couple more TV series. Movie-wise, we got Black Widow, which is kind of I mean, it is part of Phase 4, but it's not really. It's kind of like a midquel. Takes place between Civil War and Civil War and Infinity War, something like that, around that particular time. And I know we got Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, the Eternals, and Spider-Man, the next Spider-Man movie called No Way Home, which is definitely going to be involved around the multiverse. As if you hear who's all been in there, all like confirmed: Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, the Doc Ock from Spider-Man 2. Like everybody's gonna be shoved into that movie, and it's gonna be called No Way Home. But they're just my little quick thoughts. I give the WandaVision an 8 out of 10. It started off slow, but it really picked up steam toward the end. I thought it was a pretty good show. But I got a few more Crazy Lounges in mind, so I hope y'all enjoyed this one. And I said I'll be doing one for Falcon and Winter Soldier when that's done, and I got a couple more in mind that I'm going to be working on here pretty soon. So hope y'all enjoyed this, and this has been another episode of the Crazy Lounge, Season 3, Episode 2. I'm hoping these will come out a little bit more frequently. I have a lot of ideas in mind, so y'all have a good day, and I'll see y'all next time.